Let me ask you something. You have money sitting in your savings account right now as your emergency fund. You put it there because someone told you that it's the safest thing to do. But what if I told you that this safe decision is actually the one quietly costing you financially? In this video, I'll show you two things. Number one, how much should your emergency fund actually be? Because some people either have too little or they have too much. Number two, three places where your emergency fund should be sitting right now, earning 7% instead of 3.5% interest rates in savings account, with same access, same safety and zero extra risk. And in the end, I'll tell you what I do personally and why. Let's get into it. Before anything else, let's be clear on what emergency fund actually is. Because some people confuse it with investments, some confuse it with savings, and some people just skip it entirely, thinking they will figure it out when something goes wrong. The last group always ignores it. An emergency fund is the money you keep aside for unexpected situations, job loss, family crisis, situations where you need the money immediately. It's not your SIP, it's not the money that you're saving every month. It's the money you're protecting. When life hits you, you don't have to hit your investments. Here's why this matters more than most people realize. Imagine you've been investing 5,000 each month into a mutual fund for 2 years. That's 1.2 lakh rupees building up. Now imagine one month your bike breaks down, you have a medical bill, and your company delays your salary by 10 days, all in 1 month. Without an emergency fund, what do? You borrow money from someone else, you break your FD, you redeem your mutual funds, or even worse, you swipe your credit card and pay all those bills and pay 36% interest rate on it for the next 6 months. One bad month just undid 2 years of your investing. Now with an emergency fund, you can take care of all of it without touching your investments. Okay, so now the most important question. How much should your emergency fund be? Now you can see in most tutorials and videos that it should be 3 to 6 months and they just leave it at that. But it's incomplete. How much should your emergency fund be? It depends totally on how stable your income is. If you are on a salary, a stable fixed income, then your emergency fund should cover about 4 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. Notice that I said expenses, not income. For example, if your monthly expenses are 25,000 rupees, then your emergency fund should be around 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh rupees. Now, if you are a business owner, self-employed or freelancer, now this number for you is different and significantly higher. 9 to 10 months of monthly expenses minimum. And here's why. A salaried person who loses his job can realistically find another job within 2 to 4 months. That's the average. But a business going through a bad patch, maybe a client pulling out, a market downturn, bad season, now it can take about 6 months, 8 months, sometimes even 12 months to recover the business. Your emergency fund has to match your realistic recovery time, not someone else's. Now suppose your monthly expense is 40,000 rupees as a business owner. Then your emergency fund should be about 3.6 lakhs to 4 lakh rupees. Now this may sound like a lot, but that's the financial security that you have to guarantee yourself when your income isn't stable or isn't fixed. Take 10 seconds right now. Roughly estimate your emergency fund. Multiply your monthly expense by 4 if you are a salaried individual and multiply it by 9 if you are a business owner. That's your emergency fund. Now keep that in your mind because next things I'm going to tell you will be to make this emergency fund work harder for you. So you got your number. Suppose it's 1.5 lakh rupees as your emergency fund. Now you're keeping this money in savings account. See, it's in bank. It's accessible anywhere. You can see it anywhere. So what's the problem? Well, here's the problem. Savings account gives you about 3.5% interest rate per year. Now inflation, the rate at which everything around you gets more expensive, it's running at around 5.5% to about 6% per year. So this means you are quietly losing value of your money while it's just sitting in savings account. Your emergency fund shrank every year, not just because you made some bad investment, it's just because you are keeping it in the wrong place. Let me explain this to you with an example. 1.5 lakh rupees sitting in a savings account, it becomes about 1.78 lakh rupees after 5 years. Now the purchasing power of this 1.78 lakh rupees is less when compared to 1.5 lakh rupees 5 years ago. So this means you lost the value of your emergency fund each year by just letting it sit in savings account. Now see, I'm not saying that you should not have an emergency fund, you should absolutely have it. But you should not keep it in savings account when there are better options available that provide you same safety, same accessibility, and even keeps up with inflation. I'm going to explore 3 of those options in this video that I'm going to show you next. Option 1, fixed deposits. Now before you say that, what if an emergency hits? Then I'll have to break my fixed deposit, lose all the interest. Well, you're right, that's the problem with normal FD, the regular FD. But I'm talking about fixed deposit with sweep-in facility, and nobody talks about it. Now what happens in fixed deposit is that I'll have to give you an example to really make you understand it. In sweep-in facility, that is connected to your savings account. So for example, you have 20,000 rupees in your savings account and you have 1.5 lakh rupees FD with this facility. Then what will happen? In case of an emergency, suppose you need 1 lakh rupees, then you will make a payment through that account. And what will happen? You only have 20,000 rupees, you are in a deficit of 80,000 rupees to make that payment. Then that 80,000 rupees will be deducted from that FD. That means it will be used to cover that payment. Now the rest of the 70,000 rupees will enjoy the interest rate of a fixed deposit. So this means you did not have to break your FD to basically use the money from it. And when you have the money, you deposit in your account, it restores your fixed deposit. So this is how it works. It's like a fixed deposit, but it's really flexible, like a savings account. It has a lot of benefits. You do not have to call your bank, you do not have to access the app, break the FD, lose all the interest. You don't have these problems here. All this process of using the FD money to cover your payments, this all happens in background. You don't have to do anything. Most major banks in India offer this facility. SBI, HDFC, ICICI, Kotak, they all offer this. And if you have account in any of these, contact your relationship manager. He can explain to you about this facility specific to your bank in more detail, because some banks may have different charges that you may not be aware of. So you should definitely contact them, get more information. And if you like this facility, you should definitely keep your emergency fund in a fixed deposit with this facility. One more thing to keep in mind. The interest you earn in an FD is added to your total income. So if you are in a tax slab of 20 to 30%, remember that the returns of FD will also be taxed in that way. But still, it will still be beating the inflation by a good margin. So that's the option 1. Same access as a savings account and double the interest rate. Option 2. Now if you ask most financial experts where to keep your emergency fund, there's one answer they'll say: liquid mutual funds. Now I know much you might be thinking, mutual funds, aren't they risky? Well, they are risky, but not liquid mutual funds. There is big difference between liquid mutual funds and debt mutual funds that you're thinking about, which are risky and they go up and down with the markets. Liquid mutual funds invest in short-term instruments, government securities, corporate bonds, treasury bills, things like that. Things that mature in 91 days or less. They are not linked to stock market. And the NAV, the value of your investment, almost every day it moves up and in one direction, very slowly, steadily, and consistently. Historically, liquid mutual funds have given interest rates of about 7 to 7.5% per year after year, without very much fluctuations or volatility. Now the question everybody asks is, what about withdrawals on these liquid mutual funds? Well, majority of liquid mutual funds follow withdrawal request of T+1 days. That means if you placed your withdrawal request today, the money will hit your bank account on the next day, which is T+1, which is today plus 1 days. Some funds also offer instant redemption up to 50,000 rupees to your bank account instantly. There are well-established SEBI registered funds with good track record available on stock market. You can start with any of them on Grow or Zerodha Coin app. It only takes few minutes to set up them and invest in them. So it's really easy. One caveat, and I want to be upfront about this. Returns on liquid mutual funds are not guaranteed. They are historical and in rare conditions, very rare. They can fluctuate a bit. And remember, the gains you make are also taxable just like FDs. So for a stable and inflation beating emergency fund, this is one of the best options to keep your emergency fund in a safe place. Option 3. And this is personally what I do, so let me tell you exactly why. After looking at both options, FD with sweep-in facility and liquid mutual funds, I kept coming back to one question. Why choose one when you can have both? So here's what I do. I split my emergency fund 50-50 in both of them. The liquid mutual funds gives me that 1 and 2% extra interest rate than FD, and it also handles emergencies that do not need urgent cash. like the emergencies that do not require cash within next few minutes or within next few hours, because the redemption time takes about 1 day. The FD with sweep-in facility, it gives me 1 or 2% less interest rate, but it handles emergencies that require instant cash, as I can make the payment and I do not have to care about breaking the FD, because the payment will also be automatically deducted from FD and I won't even know about it, that I have to do anything or make a procedure, make a withdrawal. I do not have to do anything like that. Together, this hybrid approach covers every type of emergency and you have best of both worlds. So 3 options: sweep in FD, liquid mutual fund, or both of them 50-50. All 3 options give you access to your money within 24 hours. All are safe, all are accessible, and definitely beat inflation. If you found the information in this video valuable, subscribe to this channel, like the video and comment down any questions you have. And if you haven't seen my latest video in which I broke down why 50-30-20 rule does not work in India for salaried individuals and what to do next, check that video out, it's right here.